One of the signs that we've reached the height of summer in any garden is the hydrangeas are starting to come out, and this year the hydrangeas are looking particularly good. This is Hydrangea macrophylla, the mop head hydrangea. I guess most people's idea of what a hydrangea should look like. Some people think these are slightly the granny kind of hydrangeas as the ones that you'll remember from your childhood. They come in pink or red, blue, as long as you've got acid soil, and most of Scotland has acid soil, so the blue ones stay blue. And here we've got a pure white one with the full trusses of flowers. A new one is, this was the plant of the year at Chelsea 2014 last year, and these are the first time these have been on offer. This is one called Miss Saori, which has double pickety pink flowers in two colours and really, really attractive dark bronzy foliage to show it off. We think this is a really good plant. We've managed to get a limited number because it's very new. Now, if you live in a really cold inland garden a long way from the coast, you'll find that these get frosted in early spring and they don't flower very well. So the one that I recommend of this type is one called Hydrangea serrata preciosa. Now, it's only just coming out now, but it actually has four colours in one. It comes out cream, and then it turns to pink and red and green, and then finally a kind of dark purple. And most years we find that you get all those four colours on the one plant at the same time. But the important thing about this one is it sets flower buds on the new wood, so even if it gets frosted in the spring with late frosts, it'll still flower for you. So we think Hydrangea preciosa is really good. Now, the two really hardy hydrangeas are white ones. This one here is Hydrangea paniculata. It's probably the hardiest of all. This particular form of paniculata is a lace cap type, which means that some of the flowers are big and some of the flowers are small. There are also paniculatas with mop heads, which have a lot more flowers than this. But this one is called white moth. It's very attractive. It's the first one to come out into flower. Now, this is really, really hardy. Anybody in Scotland, no matter how cold your garden, can grow Hydrangea paniculata. This is a smaller Hydrangea paniculata here, just coming out. This one's called Sunday Fraise, and it's a more compact, lower growing one. As you can see, the flowers are just coming out now. They start greeny and then they turn to cream. The other really hardy one is Hydrangea arborescens. Now, what's different about this one is it dies right back to the ground every year and starts again. The most popular one is an absolutely luxuriantly floppy big white called Annabelle. You cannot keep that as a tidy plant. It simply won't stay upright, and it looks really great cascading out of a pot or something like that. This one is called Hydrangea arborescens discolor, and then there is also a pink form of it called Invincibelle. And these are unbelievably hardy. It doesn't matter how cold your garden is, the Hydrangea arborescens will grow very well for you and should flower every year. Now, what do hydrangeas need? Generally, they need moist soil. They don't like to dry out, and if you want a good display of them this year, you're better to plant them now rather than waiting another month or two, because they need to get their roots into your soil in order to keep going. They don't like to dry out in the summer, so if you're planting them now, make sure they stay well watered. You can also grow them in containers. You can keep them in these big ones in the containers they're in, and then plant them out later on in the autumn if you want for flowering next year. Great plants for Scotland, as long as you get the right varieties. We've tested lots and lots of them at Glendoick, and we think these are the ones that seem to do best and bud up and flower every year.